So today we're gonna go ahead and demo the frozen macaroons, which is gonna utilize our anti-griddle, which is right over here. So for this, we have water that's already in the pot getting warm. I have passion fruit juice that I'm gonna add. Mango. We have some pineapple and lime juice. So all of this is gonna go together, get mixed. We want it to get up to about 194 degrees. This will then have our gelatin mixture go into it, which is gonna help set it. And we also have our xanthan gum, which is also gonna work as an agent that's gonna help set the liquid. And we're gonna put it into our ISI, and that's what's gonna make this really airy foam that's gonna turn into a macaroon. The reason we do this is, remember, it's gotta resemble a regular macaroon, which is gonna have meringue as your main component to produce air and cause the fluffiness in the actual dessert. So we're gonna heat this up. This is gonna take a little bit of time. We will then add, we have sugar, xanthan gum. This is what's gonna go next. Something to keep in mind, your xanthan gum, your gelatin, calcium lactate, sodium alginate, gellan gum, all of those things need to be added to a warm liquid in order to melt in and then cool. Once that cools, it will then set up. You'll look at this and you're probably not gonna feel it's too solid or too set. And that's just because now cold needs to be applied to it. And once cold's applied to it, it's gonna set up just fine. So we're gonna let this come up to temperature. We're then gonna add our sugar, our xanthan gum, let that mix in, make sure that powder completely dissolves. And then we're gonna take our sheet gelatin, which is blooming. We're gonna wring out the water because we don't want the extra liquid. Also, a reason why we use sheet gelatin over powder, it's stronger, it has more clarity to it. It's not gonna have that grainy texture. So that's why we prefer to use that. So we'll add this at the last step. Once it melts in, it's ready to go into our ISI. It's ready to go sit in the fridge for 2 hours. Okay, so our mixture is heated to the right temperature now. You can go ahead and see the way the liquid looks. Of course, that is our passion fruit, mango, pineapple, and lime juice all together with water. I am now ready to add my sugar. And our xanthan gum. Now with this, you got to make sure that you whisk it really good. Xanthan gum tends to clump up, so you got to make sure that you get a really smooth consistency. Also, a little trick, if you're having a hard time smoothing out your liquid and you still have some chunks, sometimes it happens with xanthan gum, and especially sodium alginate. If that happens, you can always go through with an immersion blender and blend it, so that way it gets all the clumps out. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so our mixtures, we got all the clumps out now. And we're ready to go ahead and add our gelatin. Okay, so we still have a little bit of water in here. We're gonna need to make sure we go through, wring out that water. And it starts to break up and it can start to really dissolve in that water. Okay. So you can see our liquid is getting a little thicker than it previously was, and that's because we have that gelatin added. Okay, so now this mixture is ready. Gelatin's melted in. Xanthan gum is completely incorporated. Now this mixture is ready to be added to our ISI canister and charged for a couple of hours. And then we're gonna have some beautiful frozen macaroons at the end of this.